everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a really good day. I'm standing right by my nemesis. Yes, this is the fence that I sustained a little bit of damage this week from. I managed to graze my chin and I cut my nose and I also cut on my forehead because I fell over this after electrocuting myself and face planted into the broody coop, which, as you can see, now has some chicks on top of. They're getting to that point now where I think they're almost ready to go in with the rest of the chickens. This week, they've just been wandering around, and for the most part, they've been getting on. They've been nice to each other. They haven't had too many nasty things happen. So fingers crossed, in the next week or so, they can go in the main coop with everybody else and I can get rid of the broody coop and clean it up and get it ready for either next time someone's broody or maybe someone gets injured and they need to have their own little coop. Both of those things do happen from time to time with chickens, but they're all developing their own little lovely personalities, and I'm not going to fall into the fence again. So we've just got this one right on top of the coop right now. I've learned from last time, they're not getting names until I know for sure if they are hens or roosters. So we're going to wait a little bit longer and then hopefully we'll find out. But that's not what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about water. The thing that we all need and the thing that we are mostly bags of. I live in the Pacific Northwest right now. The whole of the West Coast pretty much is under a severe drought. Like, we are having far, far lower water levels than we should have. And if you go for a trip along the I-5, you pass some big reservoirs just as you get into California. And all of those reservoirs are super low, like the lowest I have ever seen them. And it's really scary, frankly. That's what it is. It is really scary to see. And it makes me wonder where we're going to go from here. Now, where I live, in this lovely forested area, we do not have mains water. We have a well on the other end of the property. And I think our well shaft must go down pretty darned deep because we've never had any problems running out of water. Our water is always really clear, really good tasting. Frankly, it tastes like spring water. And the analysis that we've had done on the water over the years has been extremely good. Nothing to worry about in terms of extra metals or nasty pollutants. So we just drink it straight from the tap, pretty much. Obviously, we keep an eye on it and we test it regularly. But people who have to rely on massive reservoirs that are running dry are now facing the possibility that they're having to really conserve their water, not washing their cars, trying not to use the washing machine too much. I've even heard of some families trying to kind of, the kids will share the bath water. So one kid will jump in, have a bath, and then another kid will jump in and have a bath. Now, when I was growing up, sharing the bath water was kind of fairly common because you had to heat the water up. But that was, just living in the middle of nowhere on a farm. But I'm curious to know what you are all doing to try and conserve your water. Maybe you purchased a really energy efficient washing machine this year. Maybe you're not running a dishwasher anymore. Maybe you're just running the dishwasher like once or twice a day instead of 3 or 4 times a day. Maybe you are taking shorter showers, or maybe you have decided to forego baths and you're just going to have a really quick shower in the morning. And maybe saving the bath for like once a month treat or once a week treat. Here, we are trying to not overuse the garden watering. I turn on, there's a sprinkler back there, I turn that on at night time or early in the morning when I know that the water's not going to just simply evaporate away. Without watering that area, we wouldn't have the crops, and so we're being very selective. If I turn, you can see the grass down there has not been watered. So you've just left that grass and you can see it's starting to go a bit brown and horrible. but we're also cutting our grass at a much higher setting. So like we're leaving our grass at this kind of setting rather than this kind of setting, partly because the ground is really uneven, but partly because if you leave grass longer, it can cope with drought far better than if you like make it super short, especially at this time of year where it gets cool in the evenings but warm during the day. It allows the grass to trap a lot more condensation from the morning dew. And so that's one way that we are trying to conserve water. We're also trying to teach our teenage daughter, who, like most teenage daughters, takes inordinately long showers, to make her showers shorter. And I'm not saying that I've, turned off the water heater so that the water doesn't stay hot for as long. But that will be one possible solution if she doesn't wake up to the fact that we need to conserve water a little bit more quickly. But tell me how you are conserving water. I know in the UK, you can get things that you put in your toilet in the cistern to help use less water. And Americans look at that and go, what? In the UK, a lot of the toilets tend to be quite old. So you, rather than put a whole new toilet system in, you just put in these bricks or floaty things that change the amount of water that you use when you flush, and it allows you to use less water but still get a good flush. As you can see, we have not washed our cars, period. So this car hasn't been washed. Well, this car doesn't go anywhere, but this car hasn't been washed for a while. And my car hasn't been washed for a while. And yes, I am aware that my car needs to be unplugged and moved. It needed to be charged, so I charged it earlier on this afternoon, and I think I got a message just as I was coming out here to film this to say, hey, your car's finished charging. So I'll be moving that as soon as we're done. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, because I would love to know how you conserve water. I think it's a really important thing that we all do. And maybe we can have a discussion about this in the Discord chat room. I know that not everybody likes Discord or uses Discord, but it would be great to see more people using Discord. So if you're up for it, give it a go. Thanks to the folks on my right for being our $15 to $49 a month Patreon supporters. And yes, I am reading this off a script because otherwise I forget people, and I don't want to do that. Special thanks to our $50 a month patrons. They are Andrew Martin, Guido Drahoa, Brophy Wolf, Anonymous Freak, Regine Fellows, Carl Hodgson, Gordon C, Paul Conway, Laura Sanborn, Anthony Coates, Denny Hyde, Sean Ueda, and Tazza in the Gong. And of course, our deepest gratitude to our $100 a month Patreon supporters. They are John Lyons, Marcel Ward, Reggie Watts, JP Fagerback, Will Graylin, and Ian. If you would like to join that wonderful rank of amazing Patreon supporters, you can do so by following the link below. Don't forget, you can also support us using Bitcoin or Ko-fi. And if you want to buy something like this fabulous t-shirt that I'm wearing, you can do that too. Obviously, I don't think anybody wants to buy the Bolt t-shirt right now because of what's going on with Chevrolet. And frankly, I don't blame you. I'm only wearing this because I've got this t-shirt and I want to promote the store. I'm feeling kind of embarrassed wearing it, to be honest. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you are doing. And as always, keep evolving.